First Sergeant, 374th Medical Group, Master Sergeant Alfonso Garcia. The Superintendent, 374th Medical Support Squadron, Senior Master Sergeant Luis Quiana. The Superintendent, 374th Aerospace Medicine Squadron, Senior Master Sergeant Ambry Evans. The Superintendent, 374th Surgical Operations Squadron, Master Sergeant Brandon Bloomer. And the Superintendent, 374th Dental Squadron, Master Sergeant Carmen Ellis. Finally, we would like to recognize all commanders, chief master sergeants, first sergeants, families and friends in the audience today, and the men and women of the 374th Medical Support Squadron. Captain Castro will now come forward to give remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here today as we honor Tech Sergeant Camantillo for his 22 years of service to the United States Air Force. Michelle, Michio, thank you for being here, and thank you for all the support you've given to Tech Sergeant Camantillo throughout his career. A special thank you to all of the medics in attendance today, all of Sergeant Camantillo's friends from across base, and to Sergeant Carrion and his team for organizing this ceremony. It's hard for me to put into words the impact Sergeant Camantillo has had on my life and the lives of so many of you in this room. But before I get to that, I think it's important to tell you all a little bit about how Sergeant Camantillo got to where he is today. As most of you probably know, Sergeant Camantillo grew up in the Philippines with his 7 sisters and 2 brothers. When one of his sisters married a Marine and moved to Hawaii, this opened the door for Sergeant Camantillo's parents to begin the process of moving to the U.S. 5 years later, Sergeant Camantillo and some of his siblings also made the move to Hawaii. If you traveled through Honolulu International Airport between the years of 1995 and 1997, there's a good chance you may have met a younger Camantillo while processing through the airport security line. Coming from an uneducated household, he was looking for entry-level work to support his family, which he found working as a TSA agent. He made $320 every other week, saving $20 for himself to catch the bus to and from work, and giving the rest of his salary to his parents, who both worked as well to support their large family. Sergeant Camantillo will tell you that his father played a huge role in him joining the military. His father wanted to join the military himself, however, the cards didn't quite align, so he wanted his sons to fulfill his dream through them. In the summer of 1997, that dream began to come to fruition. Sergeant Camantillo's brother-in-law was in the Navy and convinced him to pursue Navy recruitment at Coral Ridge, Hawaii. Similar to today's recruitment process, he was required to take a 30-question ASVAB test to place him in the best career field for his talents. After completing the test, his Navy recruiter made a huge mistake by letting Sergeant Camantillo walk out of the office unescorted. While walking through the parking lot, an Air Force recruiter approached him and asked him how his test went. Disappointed, Camantillo said, "I really thought I had it, but I missed one question." And there began the start of Sergeant Camantillo's Air Force career. Camantillo officially enlisted in the Air Force on 25 March 1998, the same day as his future wife's birthday. Upon entering active duty, then Airman Camantillo was assigned Mountain Home as his first duty assignment, rotating through traditional work sections in the patient administration and patient billing sections. In the year of 2000, he was selected for a short tour in Osan Air Base, Korea, with a follow-on to Yokota Air Base. Throughout his early years in the military, Camantillo chose to send the majority of his paycheck back to help support his family in both Hawaii and the Philippines, much like he did when he worked as a TSA agent. After about 5 years in the military and many lengthy conversations, his parents finally convinced him that it was time for him to stop sending money home and start using his salary to support himself. For the first time in his life, Sergeant Camantillo had financial freedom. Arguably, maybe a bit too much. He found himself with so much money, he didn't quite know what to do with it. Couple that with the wrong group of friends, Camantillo found himself in plenty of trouble, causing fights, violating curfew, and ultimately getting a DUI and injuring a citizen in Japan. It was at the same time that he learned of the sudden passing of his father, the same person that had encouraged him so greatly to join the military. At a crossroads in his life, Sergeant Kamatige decided to not take the easy way out. He could have taken a dishonorable discharge and went on with his life. Instead, he chose to own his actions and face the consequences of his bad decisions. He even frequently visited the hospital where the Japanese citizen that he had hurt during his DUI was staying, offering apologies to his family and showing his regret for what he had done. Ultimately, his actions had very serious consequences. He appeared in Japanese court to face official charges for driving while intoxicated and injuring a citizen. Through the testimony of the injured man's mother, and by the grace of God, Sergeant Kamatige avoided jail time and left with minimal fees. The Air Force immediately transferred Sergeant Kamatige to Altus Air Force Base, Oklahoma, where he would spend 7 years not only working through alcohol rehab, but also continuing to grow into the person he is today. It was at Altus Air Force Base that Sergeant Kamatige got his first taste of information systems. He worked in the IT shop there for 3 years before getting an assignment back to Yokota Air Base. He's worked systems here since he arrived in October of 2014. To say that he's a natural at IT would be an understatement. Sergeant Kamatige's ability to adapt to situations and find solutions to problems that change every single day is truly remarkable. If there's a problem, he's going to find a way to solve it. But even more than that, he's going to teach you how to solve that problem by yourself. I can't begin to count the days that Sergeant Kamatige has walked me through troubleshooting, teaching me a little nugget of knowledge any moment that he could. It's truly the definition of a selfless leader. Before my arrival at Yokota, Sergeant Kamatige led the systems flight through a 2-month gap where there was no flight commander. When I first arrived, I can honestly tell you that I did not want to be the systems flight commander. The world of IT was overwhelming to me, but now there's nowhere else I'd rather be. When I first commissioned, every chief and colonel gave me the same advice. Find a great NCO that will take care of you. Although I've had the opportunity to work with many good NCOs, I've never fully understood how impactful a great NCO could be. From day one, Sergeant Kamatige has not only helped me navigate the world of IT, but more importantly, the world of leadership. Even when circumstances weren't ideal, he found a way to motivate me through it. There are many traits that make Sergeant Kamatige who he is, and one of his best traits is his persistence. His mindset is always, there has to be a way to fix it. There has to be a way to fix the public health hearing booth. There has to be a way to better manage our emergency notifications. There has to be a way to fix the reoccurring issues for video teleconferencing. There has to be a way attitude is what makes him different. And that attitude is contagious. He's led a flight that continues to find ways to fix problems outside of the norm. He's led a flight that would follow him to war because he's built trust with the team. When it came time to write awards, Sergeant Kamatige was always looking for the best way to capture the work we did. I remember spending countless hours editing and re-editing EPRs and 1206s, arguing over verbs and punctuation. But it was never for the personal recognition. He truly cared about capturing and rewarding the work his team did. In 2018, the systems team won not only the PACAF Team of the Year award, but also the Air Force Level Systems Team of the Year award. This past year, we won the PACAF Systems Team of the Year for the 2nd year in a row. Now, Sergeant Kamatige will be the first to tell you that he had nothing to do with it, that it was all about the team. But let me tell you, without him, we wouldn't be the team that we are today. Sergeant Kamatige's impact extends far beyond the walls of the systems office or even the med group. After realizing there were many members at Yokota that shared his Filipino heritage, he created and led the Filipino-American Private Org for Yokota Air Base. He led disaster relief drives for the Philippines after typhoons and mentored airmen to join the Language-Enabled Airmen program. I've watched him carefully train the next batch of leaders taking over the private org to make sure the organization continues to grow even after his departure. The true test of effective leadership is when programs continue to succeed even after you leave. While I know the PhilAm organization won't be the same without him, I know it will continue to be successful. Sergeant Kamatige, thank you for your commitment, not only to the systems flight, the medical support squadron, and the med group, but to the wing and ultimately to the Air Force. Thank you for taking so much of what you have and giving it to others. Much like your paychecks early on in your years in the U.S. and in the military, you take very little and continue to give so much to those around you. Thank you for teaching me what it truly means to be a selfless leader. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It doesn't take a position, a rank, or even a uniform to make an impact on people's lives. I can't wait to see where this next journey takes you, and wherever that is, I know you'll continue to make a positive impact on those around you. Thank you for your service to the United States Air Force.
Thank you, Captain Catro. Please stand for the presentation of the Decoration of Publishing